Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Come back with me, Fikri, Akbar, Fitriansyah, and I'm from Universitas Muhammadiyah, Bandung. Now I'm gonna tell you about a functional food with a topic: the use of catfish as a source of protein to prevent stunting. Now I'm gonna next to first slide of abstraction. Stunting is one of the most urgent topic in a social health in Indonesia. Over 16.9% from 8,400 toddlers in Indonesia classified as a malnutrition kid, which is stunting. It is caused by several things, including the poor condition of the household and many more. As is the case in providing nutrition to toddlers in the growth and development period at the age of 0 till 4 years, one of the problem of malnutrition that occurs lack of protein and various minerals that make the case of stunting continue to occur. So, the use of catfish as a source animal-based protein is expected to meet the nutritional deficiencies of stunting sufferers. With a protein content of 17.4% can help stunting sufferers in improving nutrition. This could happen to proceed the catfish as a nugget or surimi as functional food. So in this abstraction, we can get the point that the main problem in Indonesia's case of stunting is the malnutrition or deficiencies of protein among the child's age 0 to 4 years old, which is a golden age for a development child and for the growth child should be given by the good nutrition. Okay, next I'm gonna talking to you about what is stunting. Stunting or low age for age is a condition where the age of a child is more low than it's supposed to be, a growth problem caused by long-term inadequacy of nutrition intake coupled with frequent cases of disease, mainly during the first 1,000 days of life. This is by the Onis and Branca. Now I'm gonna talking to you about a data statistic. This data founded by Ministry of Health 2019 said that proportion status of malnutrition has decreased from 2013 to 2019 from 13.9% to 13.8%, a little bit decrease. For another category of malnutrition or gizi buruk has decreased from 2013 to 2018 from 5.7% to 3.9%. So, where the weight of children is divided by the age, will generate the number which is the determinant of the classification of proportion status malnutrition. So next, I'm gonna talking to you about the problem background. Stunting is caused by two causes, which is minor causes and major causes. Stunting, malnutrition, and underweight has two different causes, a minor causes and a major causes. The minor causes means that the problem out of the malnutrition problem, like sanitation by toddlers 2016, lack of socioeconomic by Rizal and Eddy 2019, and knowledge of household by Rahmi 2016. So I'm gonna explain to you one by one. The bad sanitation here found that the most of stunned children are drinking the dirty water. So the disease of stunt can confirm by this bad sanitation. Second, the lack of socioeconomic found by Rizal and Eddy. While the household in urban living area can give a complete food availability, compared to island area or rural area which is not have a good enough source of food and is affected by the condition of socioeconomic such as job, salary, or household income, and many more that can affect this factor. Next, a knowledge of household. The knowledge of household formed by Rahmi 2016, they said how the mothers of the children having a good enough knowledge of how to treat their child and giving them good food with a huge nutrition. So this affected the minor causes and the major causes, which has played important roles. That the fish consumption, which is the protein source, can give a huge effect of stunted cases. It means a research from Lauzi and Zheng Reza showed that the child with a good consumption of fish in a fishing area like a beach or anything else have a good weight at the age supposed to be. Otherwise, the child with a bad consumption of fish in a rural area have an underweight case, which is called stunt. The protein has taken important roles at stunting. So how can we resolve it? Okay, next to the discussion, the problem is stunting and underweight still happen in Indonesia caused by malnutrition, and the protein deficiency is one of any factor causes stunting. The solution is make a functional food with a good protein content with consideration of availability and sustainability. The protein usually found on animal-based food. So the action is catfish is one of type that meets the criteria to make a functional food. Now I'm gonna talking to you about catfish as a source of protein to prevent stunting. A catfish is one of the sufficient fishes commodities popular in the community. This advantage including fast growth, have the ability to adapt to high environment, it feel goods, and nutrient content is quite high and the price is cheap. The nutritional composition of catfish includes protein content, fat, minerals, and water. The advantage of catfish compared with other animal products are rich in leucine and lysine. Leucine is an acid essential amino that is very necessary for growing children and looking after nitrogen balance. Leucine is also useful for resolving information of muscle protein, while lysine is one of 9 acid essential amino needed for tissue growth and repair. Lysine including very important amino acid and ones needed in growth and child development. Tan in 2016 has released a result for making a surimi-like using a head of catfish or frames, using fish meat to make surimi or surimi-related products such as fish ball, fish cake, and fish sausage. Surimi is technologically referred to as minced mass that can be made from fish of both salt and freshwater origin like catfish, and that has been washed to various degrees for making fish ball, fish cake, fish sausage, and imitation crab sticks. These surimi-like products, which is liked by consumers, this is done as one of the example of functional food development that must be done by food technologists. How to create a functional food product that complies with regulation and meets functional food criteria. Children who suffer from stunting or malnutrition can get this product cheaply and easily, so that it can reach rural areas that are difficult to get fish as animal-based food protein, so that nutritional equality can be done. The next product of functional food showed by Ubaidillah and Wikanasri at 2010 was made as substitution of small crab or rajungan by the catfish to make a nugget. Reason for processing crab nugget products with the substitution of catfish is the price of the product of rajungan nugget is less affordable and only marketed through supermarkets. The analysis of raw material carried out at fish meat and crab meat covering protein levels. The nutrient component of this nugget contain 15.74% protein after processed. It's very reasonable to use a catfish as an ingredient of protein source functional food. So, beside it, I'm gonna talk to you about the 9 criteria of making functional food by far in 1977. First, contribution to the improvement of the diet and the maintenance and enhancement of health should be expected. 2. The health benefit of the food or relevant components should have a medical and or nutritional basic. 3. The appropriate level of consumption should be definable for the food or relevant component based on medical nutritional knowledge. 4. The food or relevant component should be safe based on appropriate data. 5. The relevant components should be well defined in the term psychochemical properties and by methods of qualitative and quantitative determination. 6. The composition of the product should be not notably defective in comparison with the composition of nutritive contents that are normally contained in similar types of foods. 7. The product should be a food consumed in ordinary dietary patterns rather than those consumed only occasionally. 8. The product should be in the form of ordinary foods. 9. The food and relevant component should not be thus exclusively used as medical drugs. So that's 9 criteria if we want to make a functional food by far in 1977. So the conclusion: to prevent stunting in Indonesia, which has many factors of causing it, the catfish can be the solution as an animal-based food and a source of protein. Based on the research, that consuming the fish will reducing the case of stunting and underweight to childhood and a growth age between 0 to 4 years old. The example of kind functional food is surimi and nugget, which is the main ingredients is catfish. This could be happen if the household have a high awareness to give their child the best nutrition in golden. So this is our topic today about a functional food to prevent stunting, using a catfish as a basic food as a source of protein. So we can reduce the stunting case in Indonesia up to 20% as recommendation by World Health Organization. So thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.